All right, we are live. I think. Everybody say hello in the chat if you can hear us. Of course, myself, and we have Tim again from Minnesota.
How
How's
are you
everybody
doing,
doing?
folks?
We're both wearing glasses tonight to make us look smarter than we really are. No.
Gonna take more of the glasses on my end, pal.
Can you hear us okay? We have Anthony Marin, we have Keegan. Yes, this video has been demonetized. I think as soon as I type the first keyboard for tonight's title, demonetized. I think it's the Autobots or Decepticons or the Schmuckacons, whatever you want. I don't know. I don't know. But welcome to this, I guess, midnight special chat for this. Can't really say it's not. Thank toss it's Friday. Thank toss it's Sunday morning. I don't know. But how are you, Anthony and Keegan? What's new? The first topic for tonight, I don't know. This is an open chat, for tonight. So I don't know what the first topic will be. Maybe we'll have some ideas in chat as soon as we get more than 3 people in. This wasn't really scheduled. So this weekend has been the D. Martin Festival. So I've been out doing other things. And tonight I had some time. I'm not quite ready for bed yet. So... Google doesn't like Linux, perhaps. I don't know. I think they're still trying to figure out the algorithm, and we'll talk about that in a moment. About they're still trying to clean up YouTube, and there's still a lot of cleaning to be done. But we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. But I don't believe that Google doesn't like Linux. It may seem that way. I actually had a good run where I wasn't demonetized, and now boom. Here I am. So since I've been demonetized, you can tell dirty jokes, semi-dirty jokes, Hello, Ronald. Welcome. Ronald Justin? Am I saying that right? Nice. Geez, here we go with the food again. Tim smack Keegan for me. I'm just kidding. I'm up at midnight eating ice cream, he says.
You know why Keegan's able to do that? Because Keegan's at an age where his doctor hasn't said, "Have you ever heard about cholesterol, my friend?"
That's right. The festivities went fine, actually. I started Thursday. We had the regular Thursday night summer show, a concert. Dr. Zoot, the band, they did like American standards, classics, some stuff from the 60s. They were really good. We had the Greek festival going on at the same time. The D. Martin Festival and some other things. It was nice. And I was able to get it all in before the rainstorm hit tonight. I was even able to cut my grass, so I got my workout. So, I actually deserve some ice cream since I cut my grass, Keegan, Keegan says he's getting there. Okay. Robert Fitzpatrick, how are you?
Howdy, sir. I'm trying to think. What do I got for treats or yummies around here once I get done with this?
I mean, what do I have?
You know what I've got? I've got some Nestle Crunch bars in the fridge.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Sometimes I'll buy Klondike, Crunch, those bars, those square things. Yeah, Klondike. Or Reese's Klondike. Ooh, I could eat the whole 6-pack of those, man. Not good.
You want to hear something this crazy?
Yeah.
My wife, my wife does not drink or smoke. She'll maybe have an occasional swig off of a bottle of beer if it's hot outside.
Yeah.
And I open a brand new fresh one, she'll maybe take a gulp or two. She does not drink coffee. She does not drink caffeinated pop. She very rarely drinks pop as it is.
Wow, smart.
Right?
Smart.
So she doesn't do any of these things.
Yeah.
My wife at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, after dinner, could have vanilla ice cream. We're talking nothing. She could have it without anything on it. It keeps her awake until 3 or 4 the next morning.
Wow.
So last night we had kind of a late dinner. We went to a Dairy Queen. We got her a sundae. She was up until I don't know what time it was. Yep.
Well, I can't really say. I mean, if I eat late food in general, it will keep me up because your body's trying to digest all that. It's going through the enzymes and the probiotics and semi-probiotics or whatever the heck they're called, But I try not to eat. I really do try not to eat past 6 o'clock at night, but that's not always, doable. But today, yeah, I had most of my dinner done before 6, I would say, yeah. But I kept it light, you know. And I don't
I
think
didn't today.
I had one soft drink today downtown because it was hot. But now I got water. Kroger purified water. At
I
least it
got
says
I
purified, yeah.
I have iced tea right now.
There we go.
We went to dinner this evening, and I had Budweiser or two, and then I had a California hamburger and a salad bar.
I don't think Microsoft wants to cuddle us and make us feel nice before they slowly destroyed Linux. The community won't let that happen. The community is tenacious. They're not going to give up easily. Like feeding the pig to be fat before eating it. Yeah, Anthony, sure, that's one way to look at it, but I don't think the community, I don't think the future of Linux will let that happen. So I think we're okay.
My take on it is you know what? I think, you know, say what you want about people like Linus
Yeah.
Torvalds and Richard Stallman and stuff. Everybody's got their own opinion.
Hmm.
But you know what? I kind of see it as this type of a thing with Linus holding the key. I mean, Linus really does
Yeah.
in a lot of aspects. He holds the key to the future of Linux forever. Now, if something untimely or poor was to happen to Linus, you
Yeah.
know, God bless him. I hope nothing would happen like that. I could see maybe a little bit of some issue there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't see Linus letting anybody pry the Linux kernel out of his
Right. Right.
even out of his dead clenching hands. I don't see it going anywhere except to somebody who is going to complete what his work is. Because I don't think Linus looks at it as his work is complete, nor will it
Yeah.
ever be.
Yeah. Hmm.
And then when you get the Free Software Foundation involved,
Sure. Hmm.
yeah, we're not that big, and yeah, we've only
Yeah.
got 2 or 3%
Yeah.
of the market share, but we
Yeah.
have some pretty tenacious individuals
Yes.
that are not going to go quietly into the good night.
Right.
So I can understand all this stuff that I watch and I've seen about the whole Microsoft buying GitHub, Microsoft going to the Free Software Foundation, you know, being a contributor to the Free Software Foundation. You know what? At the end of the day, I don't think Microsoft looks at the Linux world as a competitor. I don't think they look at it as a threat. Now, you look at it from another aspect, you know, every bunch of us have one of these things here.
Hmm.
What's the core of an Android phone? Yeah. You know, do they look at it from that aspect? I don't know. I don't sit in any of the meetings at Microsoft, nor would I ever want to. But, you know, I think that a lot of the hubbub coming out of this whole Microsoft and Linux thing,
Yeah.
I don't put a lot of stock in it because I love my operating system. There's nothing I can do about it, even if
Right.
something was to happen, because I don't
Right.
have tens of millions of dollars to try to put up a fight. So,
Well, there's power. There's power in the masses. Obviously, there's power in funding and all that. Resources, money. But there's also power in the masses. That's even better than the power of money, in my opinion, in the long run. You know. Yeah, Tim. The Linux community, the power of the masses. If they smell something's up, they're going to let us know. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
And the people, the community, whatever, the world community for the common good will find a way to fight back.
Yep.
It's that simple. They
I
are
did
shaping the future.
I did see a headline somewhere, and I can't remember where it was. It was one of the Linux sites that I look at. It may have been, oh my God, Ubuntu. But the headline is that the Linux Foundation was very happy that Microsoft bought GitHub. And the one thing that did come to my mind was Microsoft just went to the Linux Foundation and dumped, a million clams on them here not too long ago. A pretty big donation.
Yeah.
If Microsoft had not done that, and here's this, and I'm not trying to open a can of worms or a conspiracy theory, but if Microsoft had not made that contribution to the Linux Foundation, and then Microsoft bought GitHub, I tend to question what their position on that purchase would have been. I tend to think what it could have been, and I'm not trying to say that they would have been one way without the donation and they're this way with the donation. I'm just wondering if it would be that way across the board.
I don't know. This is all fairly, it's new territory. They've been saying what's embrace, extinguish, or something like that. Embrace, extend, extinguish has been supposedly their policy, but it's a whole new world, man. I mean, the power of the internet and the masses and the people, it's not the same like what it was 20, 30 years ago. So,
and you and I you're still a Windows user.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
If I was still in the corporate world, if I was still doing things that I had to use a Microsoft product, hell, I probably would still be using it. I might complain about it a little bit, but I'd still be using it. But really, from my aspect, when I look at it, it's kind of like, Microsoft, the whole thing with the Windows 10, with them doing what they were doing and not being very transparent about it. I get it. That that should aggravate anybody, no matter if it's your operating system or anything else.
Right.
But for me, it's kind of like I step back, and if you look at the whole picture as being a former Windows user or Microsoft user, has Microsoft done things to make the computing world better as a whole, or have they worked against anything that anything that any of us could come up with? Have they done anything to detriment the computer world? But I look at it from an end user standpoint only.
The problem with and it isn't just Microsoft. I often say never underestimate the power of stupidity. I'm not saying that to be funny.
Nope.
When Microsoft came out with Windows 7, everybody agreed, awesome. It works out of the box. It was simple to use. Everything just worked. Of course, gaming. There was none of this politics. A+, right?
Yep.
They tried something different with Windows 8. I mean, really out there. I gave them credit. I think I said, wow, I like this, because you know what? They're not the same old, they're trying to try different things like Linux would, Good for them.
They're trying to evolutionize themselves.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what? Awesome. It looks great, and I look at the Windows 8 debate. I say, no, just put a start button. Good to go. They listened to me. They did not listen to me and many other millions of users, evidently. Mm-hmm. The start button finally comes back in 8.1. They finally got it right in Windows 10. I think it's a good comment. I just think it looks great. But then this transparency stuff. I'm like, what is it with these idiots? These are educated idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Why? It wasn't not necessary. But
and even Windows 10, honestly, the little bit that I've been on it, you know what? To be real fair and to be 100% transparent from my own position.
Yeah.
If I could run something that was Linux based, heck, maybe even BSD based. I've never tried a BSD distro.
Yeah.
But if I could run an open source project that had the Windows 10 interface on it, with the ability to do a little bit more customizing, I would, I would probably almost be there.
Yeah. Windows 10 works for me. It just works. Gaming, I don't care for the update process. Still takes too long. Putting that aside, in the politics, does it work? Yeah. There's no surprises, really. I don't have issues with multimedia or audio or gaming. I just don't. This morning, I did a live show. I tried my hands at Super Tux Card Gaming. Love the Linux game, by the way. There's something about that retro stuff. And then you pick up these little as you're driving the thing, you pick up these little bonuses. And one way to win the race, like you pick up a little bonus thing and you're holding a fly swatter trying to whack the other driver to slow him down. That is so ridiculous. It made me laugh. And I'm like, I told you not to text, whack, whack. I'm just making fun of it, you know. But I had fun, you know.
Yep.
It looked awful because of the frame rate. Now, part of that, I have the wrong computer for gaming and maybe some settings in OBS and all that. But the point I'm getting at, you can't have fun in any system. But in Windows 10, if you want, right, if you want to. But yeah, in Windows 10, putting aside the politics, it just freaking works. I had a guy respond to me, nice detailed comment. He says, man, I'm done with Linux, too many issues. I had to go back to Windows. And he explained why. Makes sense. He had a problem. I think he had a problem with printers. I'm still having a problem with scanning. You know, I wanted to send my dad in Italy a picture of my son from graduation. For some reason, I couldn't do it. Now, I could probably figure it out eventually, but I thought, is it faster to figure out the puzzle in Linux or boot into Windows to scan and send it? You can probably guess what I did. I booted into Windows, done deal, send it. Then I booted back into Linux, you know.
Yep.
Windows 10 is my parachute. I'm not here to blame anybody or, you know, to rant against someone. That's not the point. You have, and I mentioned this a few days last week, you have to be transparent with Windows users. You have to be out front. You can't plant and just tell them it's all, you know, roses and champagne all day, because it's not. Be up front, tell them the truth, and that person may try Linux and he may stick with it, you know. But that's how I see it, you know. But yeah, it's you know, we've talked about mainstream Linux desktop. Google can do it. They haven't done it yet. So
Ben just made a very good point. He says, I always seem to have many frustrations, etc. when I play with Linux,
yeah,
but not Windows. Therefore, I use what works. You know what? Highly commendable right there. For me,
yeah.
And there again, Ben, I don't know what Ben does, you know, day to day with his interactions with computing, what his needs are.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be transparent. If there was a couple of certain things that I needed to do that fell into line with where I was in the business world, say 10 years ago,
yeah,
I really wouldn't be able to get my work done on a Linux machine. And that's because of proprietary stuff. And
right. Mm-hmm.
You know, Keegan brought up a point. You can install Linux apps on Windows, you know, by enabling the Linux subsystem. There's always workarounds. You can get stuff to work and everything else, you know, going from Windows to Linux. The thing is that I have to remember that in the business world, time is money. So therefore, if I turn a machine on and I have a certain thing that I need to do and it's available through software that is only available from Windows,
do it now. Right.
I do it now because I'm not going to invest time, effort, or money.
Right.
And for me, it would have been time. It would have been a little bit of time. It would have been some effort, but it would have been a lot of money because I wouldn't be smart enough to get this stuff to work on Linux in and of myself. I'd be getting a guy like Tom from Switch to Linux to fly in, help me with it, and I'd be paying him a boatload of money just to get my job done. Why do it?
It's just common sense how to get things done, right? Ubuntu works, but use Arch, Anthony? Wow, okay.
Arch works too. If Arch is your thing and you know the niggles of Arch, it's a hell of a good operating system, and it's quick.
Yes.
And within reason, you know, doing the updates and everything else, it's pretty good. It's not bad.
Yes.
Ben says he does games, and 99% of his gaming is Star Wars and other closed source stuff.
There's an old joke. May the source be with you, Ben. Just like, you know, like instead of the Force. Anyway,
Keegan's going to go back to school. He said some of his classes for IT will be the Windows OS and Windows Enterprise. You know what, Keegan? You're going to go to school. You're going to get into the world of IT.
Yeah.
The world of IT is what's Windows market share? I think we discussed it a few weeks ago. It's up in over the 85 or 90% range.
Yeah.
They're going to teach you what's out there.
Yeah, right.
But there again, if you get into the server side, and if you take classes that are kind of pushed that way, you're probably going to get some exposure to things like Red Hat and things like that.
Hi, Heather.
Hey,
Welcome.
Heather.
So, for tonight's topics, again, this is an open chat. For those of you who are watching this, tuning in late, or watch this on the replay, this is Total OS Today, Total Technology for Beginners and Beyond. I am a dual booter. I use Windows 10, not as much, and I dual boot different versions of Linux. Right now I'm running Linux Mint, and I also like Ubuntu Mate, and I test other ones here and there when I do so have the time and report on those. But for this live event, the midnight special for this live event, it's an open chat, free topics, but I wanted to talk about something. I did a live show this morning briefly in some gaming. I'm not very good at it, by the way, gaming. But I caught a news feed pertaining to YouTube. Now, we have ranted the last year or so, maybe 2 years, about the changes in YouTube and how content creators get paid and the drop in AdSense and the adpocalypse. And I think I've been trying to defend YouTube even though it's hurt me. But again, there's two sides to a story. Apparently, there's a new trend, I hope not, that YouTube YouTube stars, as it were, are making money live streaming fake bomb threats. They can walk into a facility, a campus. They get coerced, paid to do this crap. Major uncool, inhuman in today's world. And there's one YouTuber making like $1,000 a month doing this. Which is worse, the person doing it or the people paying for that person to do it? Now think about that. Think of all the tragedies in the last really 10 years, 20 years. And this is going on today. And then we pound YouTube, stop, demonetize, stop, including myself, granted. But I'm human. But then I see what's happening, and I don't blame YouTube. Better safe than sorry. You know, there has to be a balance, obviously, between channels that are demonetized and monetized and all this stuff. But when I hear stuff like that, that scares the crap out of me. And I was born and raised in New York and Brooklyn. Man, I don't scare easily. But because of today's society, any person who appears normal can be an absolute fruitcake, a nut, just for the sake of fun or to be a YouTube star. And that's frightening, So when YouTube, we rant on YouTube, granted, it's probably justified, but there's two sides to a story. They're trying to take out the trash, as it were, and it's almost impossible. Tim, what do you think?
When we were talking about this before we came live tonight, and some of you guys have heard me use the term, and Carmine, you've heard it too. Too many nuts, not enough squirrels. I don't get it, and I like to think of myself as kind of understanding of the world that I live in today as compared to where it was when you say 20 years ago when I was younger. But I don't get it. We've talked about this before. Joe Panico has brought up some really good points when we've talked about some of this mentality in the world today. And I mean, to be frank, it pisses me off to no end, because as I look at the news around me in the world, whether it be world news, national news, local news, technology news, even business news to some perspective, the news picks up on the garbage that happens, the BS that happens. And there are people on YouTube that work their fingers to the bone. I'm surprised you guys have any of a rear end to be able to sit in the chairs that you're in because of how hard some of you guys work. You work yourselves to death to do things just like this, to make an honest living. We've got a guy sitting here in front of me who's working his butt off doing these streams to cover his Comcast bill. But you get people like this who go out and do these stupid things. What's their mentality, first and foremost? And secondly, I think they're collecting paychecks off of this crap. And for me, it's not just who do you have ill feelings for, the people doing it or the people paying them? You know what? I've got a problem up here and in here that says, what about the people that are viewing these stupid things. What's the mentality of the people that get on YouTube and find a certain level of pleasure looking at this crap? That it quite frankly, it really aggravates me. I don't get it.
You have to be aware. You have to be vigilant, be aware of what's going on. And we hope that the powers that be, like the YouTube bosses, monitors, they put a stop to this sometime in the future. Obviously, you can't totally stop it. I would imagine it's impossible. But this is why you have the so-called apocalypse and the changes and cleaning things up, because they have to. If they don't, where is the threshold to where the YouTube becomes dehumanized? Where is that threshold? Yep. I was watching something last night or the other night, a channel, I won't mention the name, and they talk about relationships, the changing role of men and women, kind of makes sense. All of a sudden it went political. I read stuff and I hear stuff about, now I don't believe in political parties. When I vote the person. I don't care about the party, but that's just me. I'm hearing stuff about the morally corrupt left or the liberal side coming from the right side. And I got to bite my lip, but I feel like saying, have you seen your party lately? Mm-hmm. Not all of them, but have you seen the right side lately? Like lately? There was a primary election in Nevada. A Republican won the right to represent his party there in his district as a pimp. That's his profession because it's legal out there. He is a pimp. And he wrote a book called The Art of the Pimp. I'm not joking. This is not a Trump joke. He wrote The Art of the Deal, Trump,
Yep.
And he's representing, whether you like it or not, the Republican Party. But what's scarier? The fact that he wanted the people, I'm assuming the Republicans, I don't know. I'm assuming his party voted him in. So when they say the morally corrupt left, you better take a look at your side first. The point is there's junk everywhere. That guy winning, I don't wish ill harm against any, but that's just ridiculous. So my question to that guy or to the people who voted him in, what church do you go to? Because you guys are obviously having all the fun. I am not, as a joke, But that's sad. So when you have stuff like that and then the stuff on YouTube and they're trying to clean things up, I don't blame them. How
could you? From where I'm sitting, just looking at it from the outside looking in, I don't know the mechanics of AdSense real well. I don't understand everything with the revenue stream that comes out of YouTube for guys like you.
Yeah.
I this very top level. But sitting at it again, from where my perspective tends to be with most things computing, from a user perspective, if you guys are having a problem in YouTube, and this is my 2 cents, YouTube was having issues. They came in and started cleaning house. Well, when a place like Google comes in and they clean house, they're probably going to go a little bit further and beyond because they have a revenue stream they have to protect. I get it, but as you've said, it's starting to level out, starting to get a little bit better, and all good things are going to take some time. They're not going to happen overnight. But when Google does that cleaning of house, then you get boneheads posting videos like you just talked about. So what do? They have to reinitiate a house cleaning aspect, and then they have to redesign the avenue that they're in because they want to end up at the same place. But when you keep throwing garbage in the truck without compacting it, sooner or later the truck's going to overflow.
That's why I joke this live stream was demonetized even before I went on. That's a bit much, but I get it. They're going to be safe versus sorry. And you know what, YouTube? Do what you got to do, man. Because I don't envy your job at this point, what's going on and all this stuff. I don't like it, what's happening. But in general, to people like us, me and many others who are playing by the rules, guidelines and keeping it clean, mostly, a few jokes here and there, but not on the level of that other crap. But I get it. You keep doing what you're doing, and I'll keep, complaining and ranting when I have to. Not as much, but now it's more as a joke. I keep joking. Yes, I always have 2 dislikes. One of those dislikes is mine because I like to keep it real to make sure people don't think it's fake. You have to keep it light. What else can you do, Tim? Right?
Yep.
You got to joke about it.
Well,
If you take it seriously, then the channel won't be alive anymore. If I took it that seriously,
exactly. And that with the whole likes thing, I always tell people, get out there and like the video for you.
Yeah.
You got to give some love where you can give some love.
Right.
I'm astounded. I'm this crazily astounded by what these people are doing. With the thing with YouTube, the one thing in fairness is I think that you can even say is I think a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, you had something that kind of the same thing, it demonetized, but then they remonetized it.
Right. I kind of appealed. Someone probably had to take a look at it, or they probably saw a pattern of more likes than dislikes. Maybe nobody saw it. If you know what, just give it a toss.
Yep.
So they're trying. They are trying. But then you have stuff like the news part I mentioned that slips. Yeah, Steve Goodnick says, forget about it. Hi, Steve. It gets slipped in, and the guy makes a grand. That's disheartening, But I'm keeping the faith, But it sucks. Maybe I should go out and do something outrageous and make a few grand, and But that's not who I am. I can't do it,
You should probably just do one of your streams in a bathing suit like we talked before.
Okay, well, I guess that is mildly offensive, but the girls might like it. I'm in pretty good shape. I'm 6'2", 190 pounds. I'm not in bad shape. I show a little bit of skin every once in a while here, but yeah, leave a like to support. If you would like to support this channel, check out the links below. I've been using PayPal for years. If you want to do a one-time thing or want to support a live stream for the future, you can use PayPal below. This is the I went back to Patreon by Steve Goodnick, a Toskini. I like that one, Steve. We'll have to give Steve a like. Thank you. He made me laugh. But I went back to Patreon based on requests, multiple requests. So I'm back if you want to do that. Join the community, join us, and on either Patreon or PayPal, and help shape the future. Now, what I mean by help shape the future, let's help clean it up somehow if we can together. But I need your help. Toskini.
Okay, here's the thing, guys. If we get Toss to do that, I just thought of myself sitting here.
No, I'm not going to do. Yeah, nah. Maybe I'll wear a low cut or tilt the mic down. Here, Heather, this is for you. How's that? Is that better? I'll show a little bit of my neckline. There we go. Got a nice tan. I went swimming yesterday, but Toskini. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I have fun. Like this morning, I was doing a live stream, and I was playing Super Tux Kart. Now, I do not have the right computer for that, so the frame rate was awful. Of course, DT comes on DistroTube. Amazing performance on the frame rate. You just did double digits on the frame rate. Making me laugh. See, stuff like that, when I make a complete ass of myself, I don't care, because it's for the common good of everybody. I knew it was going to happen. I knew if I played a game on this wrong computer again, I knew SHIT is going to happen. But you know what? I don't care, because it's not offensive. I'm making fun of myself. And maybe someone may learn something about how not to live stream gaming on YouTube. So that's okay. I don't mind. And I actually gained a patron doing that this morning. So you know what? You just never know.
There you go.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, yeah. Between you and DT, you guys can be the stars of the show.
Derek is just kind of right. He's fairly quiet on the streams at times. He's out there in left field doing his own thing. Playing with his Windows managers and all that stuff.
Derek, yeah.
Gets you.
Oh man. Keegan says, when you raise enough money, you should have a couple of green girls walking behind you announcing
Yeah, he
This
wouldn't
the
get it.
beginning of the stream. Interesting.
He wouldn't get the stream started, Keegan.
I'll be like, I'm sorry I'm running late,
Yep.
but I'm distracted. I'm distracted. Yeah, right. Hello, Bart. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, everyone. Toss, you may want to try Twitch for live streaming. 2 other channels move their live show to Twitch because the live streams were impacting their rankings. Oh, yeah, no, that's true. These, in general, these live streams are probably the least profitable thing I do, but I love connecting with you guys, and some things I do for love, I guess. But I've gotten a few patrons out of this, so maybe it'll balance out in the end, Bart. But thank you for the suggestion. Yeah,
Does Twitch have a revenue stream?
I'm not sure, guys. Do they?
I don't know that much about them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Twitch is popular. Oh, there's a fly. I'm going to kill that fly buzzing around, But
See, to me, Twitch is what I did when I read Toskini.
Toskini, yeah.
Ugh.
Twitch Toskini. Anyway, I should be fast enough to kill a fly.
Go get a pair of chopsticks.
Yeah, you're right.
Do the
Like
Mr.
on
Miyagi thing.
Mr. Miyagi. Daniel-san. I kill him with chopsticks. Anyway. They do mainly for... Yeah, I think Twitch is mainly known for gaming. I wouldn't mind doing, but I have to get the right computer. This is not going to work. I'm not going to make an ass of myself on that. On Twitch. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, guys. Well, Toss is gone. It's slow night. It's late. We've got 17 people watching right now. Let's get the thumbs up going. We've got 9 of them so far. Let's see if we can try to do that. Okay. So, has anybody hopped distros in the last couple of days? I know we were talking about Windows earlier, but has anybody hopped to anything different than what they were on, say, 2-3 days ago? Jeff Pearson just joined in. Jeff, nice to see you. Toss had to step away for a minute, so he handed duties over to me. Toss sent Vito after the fly. Break his knees. I don't know if flies have knees. Yeah. Steve Anderson's on Manjaro Cinnamon. A lot of people were on Big Daddy tonight, huh, Heather? Cool. Big Daddy always has when he does his Saturday night things, they're always good rounded show. Some humor in them, some fun stuff. Really cool. Spin, you're on Zorin Lite. Zorin Lite is that's not the GNOME desktop. That's got like the LXDE or the XFC desktop. Am I correct? Anthony was on Arch, I'm sorry, and hopped after updated the rolling release. Arch is a really, really good system. I tend to not use a lot of Arch. I've tried them. I've tried Manjaro. I've done an Arch. I've done an Arch install from the whole command line thing, and it was kind of neat. It was kind of fun to do, just to get the experience to do it. But when I started out with Ubuntu, so therefore the big thing that I got used to was working with the package management system, and I think that's kind of the underlying thing for me. When I got used to working with deb packages and a little bit better of availability with the Debian based stuff, I just got used to it, so I tend to gravitate towards them. Heather says, I'm hopping me and my roommate to Mint 19 tonight. I think, Toss, you're on Mint 19 right now as we speak, aren't you?
It's working. It's beta. It's still beta, but it works.
Cool.
Bart made me laugh. He says, "Said Vito after the fly breaks break his knees."
I was wondering whether or not flies had knees. Break his wing.
Break his wings. Yeah.
Break his wing.
I had two fiber bars earlier, so I had to step away for a second. But
Cool.
anyway, yeah,
Um,
right.
good. I'm glad you ain't wearing your bikini tonight. Um,
Or my Tuskegee tonight, right?
Heather said I'm hopping me and my roommate to Mint 19 tonight. Heather, just to give you a little forewarning, there goes tossing that damn fly. Um, uh, Mint 19, the Mate would be for the laptop that you're using right now. Mate is an excellent, excellent choice. Um, the XFCE for you, Mate for him. Cool. The XFCE, Heather, one of the things that I've been looking at with the whole touchscreen side of things, it may be an inherent thing dealing with the XFCE, but I can tell you this, whatever distro you use, if you boot into the live USB, the touchscreen should be operational right from the live USB. So you don't have to do a full install to get to see if the touchscreen will work. Do me a favor, and when you whatever you settle on, let me know if I can give you some help pointing you in the right directions. Jeff Pearson. Big Daddy wasn't watchable here in New Mexico, constantly dropping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Keegan said he had the same problems. I was on there for about 5-10 minutes, and
Mm,
yeah, somebody had made a comment about it
okay.
possibly, like he was possibly running it off a dial-up tonight. Yeah, it's a little bit slow.
Oh
Steve
well.
Anderson says I installed Manjaro Deepen. Cannot find background wallpapers. The Manjaro desktop is a strange bird.
I don't
It's
know
not
why anybody messes with that, but I tried it twice. I think it sucks. I tell it like it is. I tried it twice, but
the only
it's not
the
because it's Chinese. It's just not. Yeah, well,
there's two things I didn't like about the man. There were a couple of things I really liked, and one thing I really didn't like. The one thing I did like is the hot corner up in the upper left hand part of the screen, kind of like Gnome, to bring up all your apps. I kind of like that, but I'm kind of a Gnome guy, anyways. Tell me I'm a goofball. But the one thing I didn't like is that whole settings thing over on the right hand side of the screen, having all of your settings in a pull out like that. My
it's
for
different.
It
It's
is. It's
different.
different. For me, I like to be able to get into a settings manager, a
Mm-hmm.
dedicated setting manager that has
Mm-hmm.
individual apps to it,
Mm-hmm.
because at times I would like to play with one setting parameter and be able to look at the setting parameter without having to scroll up and down, go back and forth, then close the settings thing, see what the
Yeah.
settings look like.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't like it. So
Uh, I can deal with Ubuntu Gnome.
Joe Panico in the
It's
house.
Joey. I know Joey's in the house. Hey, Joe, maybe you can break the knees of this fly that's been bothering me for the last half hour, man. Anyway, I can play around with Gnome. In my test machine. It's something different. I mean, it looks good. It's stable. I'll give him credit. It's polished. It's not my everyday thing to use, but how can you not Joe says gladly, yeah. How can you not recommend a stable distro? How can you not recommend a stable, even if you don't like it? How can you not at least to try it, right?
Yep.
So, but yeah, I like Ubuntu Gnome's fine, but Deepin just never feels heavy.
Yep.
It looks colorful. I'll give it that if I recall, but nah, will not be using it at all. Of course, DT because the stable's so boring.
It's because
Of
I'm not having
course.
I can't reinstall crap every 15 minutes. I don't want
D-
to use it.
DT, which Manjaro version are you running? Which environment?
Last I think I heard he was just using I can't, some type of crazy open box or something.
Okay. But that's a window manage. But which official or unofficial one? This goddamn fly. It's gonna drive me nuts. It's just one of those things, man. He's running the one that works, right? Manjaro IE3. Ah, okay. With the Qtile tiling window manager. Got it. Okay.
But
Tomorrow
I'm
he's
hopping.
see he hasn't reached that stage yet like I have. When I did that for years, and then I said, "Wait, what am I doing?" He has D2. You haven't reached that, but you will. The day will come. You'll say, "Toss was right. I should have listened to him. Just a matter of time." Joe, you want to jump on? DT, you want to jump on for a little bit? And Turgos open box. Okay. All right. Well, you do what you like to do. Of course, here I am playing unstable games this morning on my machines that are not rated for gaming. But hey, so maybe I shouldn't be talking.
And Terragos is
Arch based, yeah. Yeah.
Differences is they kind of take a Manjaro type of approach, easy install type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Antergos, their big hook is they have the ability to install. They have multiple different desktop environments you can do during the install. Is that the deal with them?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I think I tested it once. It seemed okay.
I played around with it before. That's the one thing I can say outside of the one time that I installed Arch from the command line, did the vanilla Arch install.
Mm-hmm.
Time I spent this kind of farting around with Manjaro, and I think I played with Antergos a couple of times. They pretty good.
Big Daddy's doing Distro Challenge. He's doing Antergos. Okay. All right, well, he likes to hop. Let him hop. He hasn't gone insane yet, but the day will come.
This might do it. Last I heard, he was on Pop OS a week ago.
I stopped with, I would say Ubuntu Unity 16.04 is when I kind of stopped. Just stick with hey Joe, and now with Mate and Linux Mint or Ubuntu, I'll test, but I won't change my main machine. So what's up, Joey?
Thank God the brains of the operation are here.
Oh, yeah, right. Happy Father's Day early.
Yes.
Here.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Yeah.
Same to you, Joseph.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was putting together, I mentioned it. I went the last 5 or so minutes or 10 minutes on Big Daddy's. I jumped in real quick, and I shared a picture. Tonight, my son-in-law came over, and we celebrate Father's Day and my grandson's birthday together. So tonight, the project, which he's going to be surprised. My grandson likes to ride with me when I'm cutting or mowing the lawn, but he's getting too big. So we got him his own for tomorrow.
So that is awesome, man.
So
I remember those. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's electric. It's got a radio, and all. That thing's nicer than mine. But anyway, that's what I was doing tonight. That's why I kind of caught up with you guys late. I don't know how long you've been. I don't know, almost an hour already, I guess.
I've been on since trying to kill this freaking Antergos fly. Let me tell you, man, it's outrageous.
Get your silencer out and start taking them out.
I know. Jeez, I got to use my Mr. Miyagi.
Steven Anderson, wished everybody a happy Father's Day. Steven, to you as well.
Thank you.
And as Toss said, and all of you fathers out there, have a great day tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got any plans, you guys? Happy Father's Day.
Pool party tomorrow, I hope. If it doesn't rain, pool party tomorrow, and In fact, let me check the weather. Yeah.
I'm going to get up early because my wife is going to let me finish watching the 24 hours of Le Mans race from France. And then we're going to go to a local establishment for brunch tomorrow. And they generally have pretty good food, pretty good breakfast. And then after that, I'm just going to kind of sit around on my butt and see if I can wear out the couch a little bit more.
Yeah. It's supposed to be really miserable temperatures here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be humid tomorrow or later on today. Yeah.
Joe, you had to have gotten some pretty ugly weather over by you.
Yeah, it was raining last night and stuff pretty heavily, and a lot of thunderstorms. The light show type thunderstorms where it's constant overnight. But then it just was plain old steamy today. It was horrible. It was bad yesterday, but and it's supposed to be even worse tomorrow. But one of the things that they do every year at the parties, because it's this time of year, is his brother, my son-in-law's brother's got this. It's like a bouncy house. It's got a big pool at the bottom, a slide, and it's got fountains. And so the kids my son-in-law was diving in the thing too. But it makes it nice for a day like that. But I tell you what, I walked out of a couple of stores today, and it's like it'd take your breath away with how thick it was.
It's humid, yeah.
Yeah, like trying to breathe pea soup.
Yeah,
You're kind of middle of the state, right, Joe?
I think that's
South Central. Yeah,
I think that's why that's why this freaking fly came in to cool off them.
He probably did. He probably.
Yeah, gee, God.
You know what you have to get? I didn't know they had them until I saw some old farmer friend of mine. He's got what looks like a tennis racket, and but it's an electric fly swatter. And he went up to this thing, he went like this, and down it went. You know, you ever see the bug zappers that are outside? It's the same thing, but it's a fly swatter for your house.
Well, I had a couple fiber bars for a snack. Maybe I could suffocate it to death.
Pretty quick. Pretty quick. His whole room's gonna, his camera's gonna fog.
I know.
And the radius spread.
I know. I should eat the whole box and say lock and load.
Yeah.
The worst hopper is Zeb, DT.
I don't know about that.
12 drives in his machine. Wow.
Well, he kind of always Zeb's whole thing is he kind of uses peppermint on a full time. He's really high on peppermint.
Okay.
But the thing is he's got these drives where he puts like 17 different distros on the drive. Before you know, one of them wipes out his grub, and he's mad about that. And then he does something else, gets things installed, and then he says, "Well, I'm going to try this one again." Does the same thing.
I'm surprised
my IC dock, but I'm going to do that the powered one, so I could turn it on and off.
I'm surprised the emergency rooms aren't filled with distro patients. You would think, you know, sooner or later, right, DT?
That or the mental health facilities.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
But I'm happy so far with Mint 19 Beta and Ubuntu Mate and the other one. So, but once I got settled in, actually with Unity, I didn't distro hop because I had Unity working on both two machines and it was fine. So I figured, well, why hop? Yeah, now that I've settled in, let me make things really nice and screw them up, But no.
DT needs a link, Toss.
I will send them a link.
I might tomorrow afternoon. What I might do, Toss, how long have you been using Mint 19? You've been on it for what, about a week now?
At least, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what? Just for the heck of it, maybe I'll do an install now with Mint 19. When it's in beta, the upgrade to go from beta to the final release, that's pretty easy, isn't it? As a rule,
I think so. Yeah, it's just a matter of the updates. It shouldn't be that much. Yeah,
Mint has always been good.
Yeah,
for upgrades and update, it really has. I got to give it credit for that. I have never done a direct upgrade out of there that I've ever had an issue with.
When I went from Mint, I can't remember if it was 16 to 17 or if it was 17 to 18. I think it was 16 to 17. It was kind of tough. But the like you were saying, Joe, the point releases when you go from like 18.1, 18.2, 18.3, those are seamless. But I wonder if it's going to be as easy because 18.3, which I'm on, is 1604 based, and 19 is going to be 1804 based.
Yeah, you're jumping to LTS.
You're jumping to the LTS. I wonder if that would raise.
I would do a fresh install myself.
Maybe what I'll do is throw the beta on and horse around with that for a week or two, because they couldn't be more than a couple of weeks away from final release, right?
I think in the long run, a fresh install is probably best. But I've done it upgrades and fresh installs. But if I had to choose, probably a fresh install. But then then you'd have to back up everything first, which you should do anyway before you start erasing and starting over. But
if you got backups, a fresh install is always better. It's going to be quicker than upgrading the system.
Right. Yes. Right.
It's about
I would
time you
have to.
got here.
Yeah.
DT should make your home directory be a H hard distro, then load the distros on live USBs. Would keep you from backing up the whole thing.
Yeah, just have a
yeah.
home partition, I guess.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, sure.
The problem is not everything in a home partition is going to work unless you're running the same distro every time. Because, like some of the config files, like the bash RC, or, some of them even use different shells like ZSH.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is going to vary from distro to distro. So
I actually have a question for you, DistroTube.
Mhm.
The one pain in the butt, I've been kind of thinking about maybe doing a little bit of switch, but I've been using Vivaldi. It's my web browser. Pain in the butt is I'm generally a Chromium or Chrome guy. And remember, I was going through those issues trying to stay on the stream.
Right.
I'm not sure if those have been worked out, but I've kind of really settled on Vivaldi. If I dig into my home directory and I grab the config file for Vivaldi and throw that on a USB, do a fresh install, and then bring that config file back in, will that keep everything that I need, like save passwords,
I've never done it with Vivaldi because I'm not a Vivaldi user. I'm using it actually right now for this Hangout, but I'm a Firefox.
I'm using Vivaldi. I was having problems with Chromium.
But
what's going on?
But it should. I guess if you have a test machine that you can install Vivaldi on, if you got any other machine that you can install Vivaldi on, put that config file over and see what happens.
See what it does.
Yeah. I bet
it's not a big deal.
I bet it imports all your settings, your bookmarks, and everything.
Yeah.
It should. That's what the config file is there for.
Yeah.
Doesn't Vivaldi, though, have the cloud backup or whatever similar to Chrome because it's built off of Chrome? Doesn't it have the same type of thing where if you log in, it'll bring everything over?
I don't know.
No, what happens, Joe, is if you use Chrome and Chromium and you have a Gmail account like I use, you sign into Chrome or Chromium using your Gmail account, and it pulls all of your bookmarks, save passwords, all that stuff. And Vivaldi, you don't actually log in. You don't log the web browser into a cloud. You just log into your Google account on the Google homepage, and that doesn't sync down to the web browser. Of course, all the Gmail and everything is there.
I'll have to, I was going to say, I was going to say, I used to use Vivaldi for quite a while, and I can't remember why I switched away from it, but maybe I'll put it back on and give it a shot again and see, because I thought it did. But
see, I don't mind internet browser hopping. It's a lot less work, I don't mind doing that. Like tonight I'm on Vivaldi, and that's fine, because I'm not really installing, a big, setup or anything. So I don't mind doing that. That's simple and fast. So
it wouldn't be really a pain for me either way, because I use Vivaldi to log into 3 or 4 services, and my bookmarks I have those backed up off my machine.
I'll tell you what, I'd be using WaterFox if it was more updated and maintained better. But I love it. I think it runs even better, even though it's built off of Firefox. But
I got some more church bloopers for this evening.
Oh, okay.
We'll have a little bit of fun. We got about 20 viewers, late night, unannounced live stream. Thank you, 20 viewers, for sticking around. If you have any topics, again, this is open chat for this evening. Any topics or questions, post them in the chat. But let's have a little bit of fun. All right, let's see, what do we have here? These are church blooper typos, bloopers. Due to the rector's illness, Wednesday's healing services will be discontinued until further notice. Let's see here. If you would like to make a donation, fill out a form, enclose a check, and drip in the collection basket. Let's see here. A worm welcome to all who have come today. Worm.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Try to do one I haven't done before. The ushers will come forward and take our tithes and offerings. They like our tithes. This is one of my favorites. Don't let worry kill you. Let the church help.
Yeah, right.
That one's classic. Please place your donation in the envelope along with the deceased persons you want remembered. Oh, God. Yeah, speaking about cracking these, call Vito. This one I think I said. I don't know. Let us join David and Lisa in their celebration of their wedding and bring their happiness to a conclusion.
Very cool.
Helpers are needed. Please sign up on the information sheep.
Oh.
Diana and Don request your presence at their wedding. Prescents. Presents.
Yeah.
Lots of presents at their wedding. Let's see here. Low self-esteem support group, Thursday 7 to 8. Please use the back door. Okay.
No,
The 1991 Spring Council Retreat will be hell, May 10th and 11th. Let's see here. Remember in prayer the many who are sick of our church and community. Let's see. 22 members were present at the church meeting held at the home of Mrs. So-and-so last evening. Mrs. So-and-so and Mrs. Rankin something, sang a duet. The Lord knows why. Let's see. At the evening service tonight, the sermon topic will be, what is hell? Come early and listen to our choir practice.
You know what, man, I can attest to. What was my wife called? There's in the choir, there's one of the guys that sings there. He's so out of key. Oh my God. She's got a nickname. Oh God. You know what? I shouldn't have said anything because I can't remember what it was now. You feel bad for thinking that way when they can't sing right, you know?
Yeah.
They're doing it their best. And it's like, it's like, oh my God. Even the kids are like, their fingers are in their ears.
Women's luncheon. Each member, please bring a sandwich. So-and-so will bring the medication. Let's see. The church will host an evening of fine dining, superb entertainment, and gracious hostility. Ushers will eat latecomers. I think I said that last week. Yeah. This is one of my favorites, too. Tuesday at 4 p.m. there will be an ice cream social. All ladies giving milk will please come early. Potluck supper, prayer, and medication to follow. All right. Well, that's it for the bloopers for this evening.
Oh, man.
I could throw a Rodney Dangerfield quote or two.
Go ahead. Go. Why not? I've been demonetized anyway. Go ahead.
I joined Gamblers Anonymous. They gave me 2 to 1. I wouldn't make it. Then I joined AA. There was a 2-drink minimum. My dad told me to stop. My dad told me to stop running in circles, so he nailed down my other foot.
Oh man. There should be like a Ronnie Dangerfield OS or a Don Rickles OS. Why not? There was a Hannah Montana OS, right?
Yeah, well, Don Rickles, though, you couldn't stand it yelling at you, though.
I know. And that was the style.
I walked in on my wife and the milkman. The first thing she says is, "Don't tell the butcher."
Oh God.
Okay, here one more. I tell you, I don't get no respect. Last week, my wife told me she was going to cut me down to twice a month, but I thought about it and I figured that wasn't too bad. I know a couple of guys she can cut out completely.
Yeah.
Oh man. We were talking about Deepin. 15.6 is out now.
Yeah.
Whoopie doo.
Did DT? Did you do a video on that?
Yeah, I actually uploaded that about an hour ago. I was in the middle of Big Daddy's podcast, waiting on it to finish rendering in Caden Live.
So can you give us a sneak peek?
As far as the differences, there's just a few minor differences. It looks better. They've done some different stuff with the menu system. Looks really nice. They have they're trying to make the user interface better with their light theme and dark theme. it's never worked right. When you set it to a dark theme, half the apps still do light themes anyway. It doesn't respect you changing that setting. So I thought this is going to be really cool. So if they got all that stuff fixed, they don't have it fixed. You change to the dark theme, still half the apps open up as a light theme, half of them as a dark theme. It's really inconsistent with that.
You know, when I was distro hopping, and I pretty much stopped with Ubuntu Unity, I found a pattern. It was the same, you know, either the colors were off, like you said, the theme. It was never really the install process. They kind of fixed that, you know, to make it easier. But it was little bugs here. My favorite apps didn't work. And I found the same pattern. Printers, graphics drive was the same thing over and over and over again. So I thought, this is silly. Stop hopping, TOS. You know, pick one that's the most stable, as it were. You know, like a top 5, whatever, and stick with that, and that's where I'm at. Yeah. You know, I stopped, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It didn't make any sense, you know, because even if something new and better comes out, you're still going to have shitty graphics drivers.
Right.
You know, your printer may or may not work. It's not going to change. It's just not, unless a big company like Google makes a mass-marketed desktop using Linux and picks that format machine as a standard of quality. I know, try to use standard in Linux, haha, right, yeah.
But Deepin impresses the hell out of me every time I take a look at it, because it's, you know, it's not backed by some big corporation like Red Hat or Canonical or SUSE. You know, Ubuntu and Fedora and SUSE, they always look good. I mean, they're very polished, very clean, well put together distros, always. These community distros are never as well put together, but Deepin is so clean, so polished. This desktop environment, the Deepin desktop environment, is just gorgeous. All the effects and the blurring, and the panels and the menus. The installer is great. They have a you know, little welcome, you know, almost like a hello screen, like so many distros do now. Except their hello greeter when you first log in is a video. It's a window and it has a play button. You hit a play and it gives you a video about Deepin. So, this interesting, really cool stuff with it. Yeah.
Were you gonna get it up?
Yeah.
No.
Slow.
Yeah, it's slow.
Is it?
The problem with Deepin too also is
it's resource hungry.
Yeah, it's very resource hungry. But getting back to like package management stuff, I don't think they have a lot of mirrors. So sometimes updating the system is slow. Yeah,
that's what I remember. Yeah, multiple times to different versions. I said, forget about it. I'm done.
And I've had that problem with other distros. Some distros I really liked. Like I review Red Core Linux every time they have a release. It's a Gentoo based distro, and when I first reviewed it, they only had one mirror somewhere in Europe. So I can't put that on my machine. Now they have 2 mirrors, one in the U.S., one in Europe, but the one in the U.S. is nowhere close to me. You know, it's 3,000 miles away somewhere.
Right.
So that's the problem with some of these smaller distros, is they just need more mirrors.
Are you still after that stupid fly?
Yeah, I'm still trying to whack its knees or its wings or whatever. It's like it's taunting me like, nah, 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 nah. Oh, I think I got it. Maybe.
Hey, he just whacked him and he just fell in his water bottle.
Yeah,
I got something you'll like, Toss. I bought a laptop today.
What did you get?
I bought a used ThinkPad.
Oh, you did? Which one?
Well, I bought it off of eBay for $100. It was an old E535. It has an i7 processor.
Oh.
But it doesn't have a hard drive, but that's fine. I'm going to put an SSD drive in it when I get it.
Okay.
But I mean, for a $100 bill, I mean, it looks good. I mean, it's a nice machine, 17-inch screen, you know, full like keypad and everything.
$100?
Yep.
Can you show it? Have you got it with you?
No, I just ordered it today.
Oh, you just okay, got it. Okay,
it was an eBay buy, so it'll be
got it. Okay, cool.
Days,
yeah.
That's probably the next time we do a stream. Yeah, I'll probably add it. So.
How much RAM on it?
4 gigs. 4 gigs.
Excellent.
So i7 processor, 4 gigs. Nice. No hard drive, obviously.
Still.
Yeah. But I can get a cheap SSD for $40-$50.
Yeah, right.
I just saw one that was $30 for actually $40, and it was a good decent brand name. I just don't remember which one it was. I think it might have been on Newegg, but
nice.
I don't know if it's.
I mean, it depends on the size, but I can get like a cheap 128 gig SSD for under $40.
Yep.
And if I want to do like a 256 gig SSD, $50 will get that done.
They have dropped in price.
Yeah,
they have dropped.
That's what I'm saying. If you look, there might either 240 or 250 was on Newegg. I was shocked. It was 30 or 40 bucks. I think I was shocked.
Micro Center had a 128. I can't remember the brand name. They had the same brand name. They had a 128, and I think that was $43.
Right.
And I think they had a 256, and I think that was like $54 or something. The price difference between a 128 and a 256 was pretty small. It's kind of like, kind of one of those, duh, what I'm going to buy.
And I won't need a lot of storage on this machine. It's not like I'm going to be storing a bunch of files and documents on it. But even if I wanted to go that route, you can get a 512 gig SSD these days for like $80 for some of the cheaper brands.
Wow.
So,
What are you going to put on it when you get it, Derek?
I haven't decided yet. I'm going to put something on it that I've never
something
run
unstable.
Before.
It's the usual.
I'm definitely going to install some Linux distro I've never put on physical hardware before. I'm going to try out something different on it. So,
yeah, are you familiar with Team Group? I've been seeing more and more of those popping up for SSDs. I mean, they've got decent reviews on them, but
that's a brand of SSD.
It's a brand of SSD. You're always going to have a fair share of bad reviews or whatever, but I've been hearing more and more about that popping up, and I don't know if it's a rebrand of somebody else's or not. There's like $30 for 120 gig one on Newegg, but I've been hearing more of that name.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the pictures as far as I've never seen this Team Group. Just like it's and
ADATA I'm very familiar with. They've got one for $33.99. I don't know what the read writes are on this. I didn't check the Team Group one either. But that's something that you really have to pay attention to, is the read writes too. It's not just about the price. It's about the read write speeds and life cycles, because that's what makes a huge difference in how they perform.
Right. Well, if this was a machine I was going to do serious work on, I would buy a real name brand SSD. I would go with a Samsung or something, a Kingston.
Yeah, the ADATA has got it's 520 let me see, what is it for reads, and 450 for write. That's still not bad. And you're talking.
I'm looking at Amazon just for the heck of it for latest computers, and here's one by Dell. It says the newest flagship Dell Inspiron gaming VR ready desktop AMD Ryzen 7 1700 up to 7 gigahertz, 16 gigabyte DDR4, 256 SSD, 1 terabyte hard disk drive, $1,300. Is that good? Because I really don't know. I haven't really.
That is not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not bad, but I think you could probably build one cheaper yourself.
You could build one and save yourself about probably $300 on that.
Really?
I mean, you can knock it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you got to order all the parts.
Right. Yeah.
Go through that hassle. It'll take you a couple of weeks to get all the parts separate from whoever you buy it from, and find the good deals on it, and then.
Well, the one thing about not doing that, it's one machine with one warranty in case something happens. It's just, you know what I mean, versus, but I guess each has its plus and minuses. So
here's a little bit about Team Group if you guys are interested. Founded in 1997 in Taiwan. High quality products, rapid productivity, tightly knit global sales network, and complete customer service. They've been publicly listed. It looks like some type of a stock exchange, I'm guessing, in Taiwan since October 2010. Team Group mainly produces its own brand of memory modules, memory cards, USB flash drives, solid state disks, peripheral series, mobile accessories, and industrial applications. So if you look at their website, it's www.teamgroupinc.com. To me, it kind of looks, I doubt they're not making their own chips by any means, but they have something called T-Force Gaming. They have looks like they have memory that's dedicated to gaming. They also have some SSDs that are aimed towards gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And then under the SSD section, they've got 2.5-inch SSDs,
Right.
portable ones and stuff like that.
Well, that's what I was saying, and I noticed that Steve Gunnick, which is very true. He said I can't remember, but there's something about they're not putting on the cheaper SSDs, making them as reliable. I don't know if he meant to say they are putting them on, but the thing about Dells, I bought Dells for years, for a long time, but now that once I got into becoming a computer tech and building my own stuff, even though it's a patience game and buying, shopping your own parts, I know I'm putting a good quality power supply in there, where Dell doesn't tend to always use the best brand. Same thing, they're rebranded motherboards, so you don't really know where they're coming from. Although their motherboards, I got to give them credit, seem to be pretty stable. So there are some parts in there that, it depends on, is warranty really important to you or not? The other thing is are you doing an on-site warranty, or is it usually if you're buying from their site, it's on, you can get an on-site, but if it's a mail-in, that defeats the purpose, because you're spending, especially if you're doing a desktop, it's a fortune. So, and the reality of it is if you pick good parts, you shouldn't have to worry. Not that something can't go out, but you shouldn't have to worry about it. And I'll be honest with you too, like my power supplies in here, couple of them that I have in here have 6-year warranties, but most of them are at least 3 years. Where if you think about something, one of the things that Dell does is it sells you, or these bigger proprietary companies, they'll sell you extended warranty for 3 years past the 1-year point. When in fact, if they're using parts that automatically have those warranties, they're selling you on something you should have already gotten anyway, if they are putting better parts in something. Which I don't know if they aren't. So,
I never buy cheap power supplies. That's one thing. I'm cheap. I try to save a buck here or there. But when it comes to power supplies, I always buy name brand. Stuff like Corsair and stuff like that. I don't go with these cheap knockoffs that you might save $20 on. But what's the point? They're going to be dead in 2 years.
Well, if it fries your motherboard.
And then you're pretty much out of computer at that point.
And not that can't happen with the good ones either, but you don't hear about that, far and few between. But so to me, again, it's not just about price; it's about looking at the specs of the item you're buying and then trying to find those specs in the best cost-effective place you can get them. Like my Crucial memory that I put in here, I've got Crucial Ballistic Elites in one of the computer, and I was having an issue with a distro, and I thought it was the RAM, the way it was acting, and I called and got an RMA, and they were going to replace both modules, and that was after its lifetime warranty, so it was over 3 years old, I think, at that point. And then I realized it was a distro issue that was causing I was getting these crashes and then these reboots, whatever, and then I wiped the distro, put a fresh install, it seemed to take care of it. So, and hadn't had a problem with it since. But the point is that's what's important to me. And the other thing too, with the lifetime warranties, though, this is a heads up thing that a lot of people don't know. They're usually not transferable. So if you were to, either sell the computer to somebody or whatever else, that kind of thing. So they're not normally transferable, or they're prorated on a certain basis with certain things. So there's something else too. I can't remember. There's one other point with it, but be sure to look into the terms of the lifetime warranties, because they're not always lifetime. Oh, I know what it is. If they discontinue it, they will not honor it anymore. That's what it was.
I'm kind of thinking here, trying to remember what US SSD I've got in my HP here. DT, what's the LSHW? What's the terminal command? List hardware.
Is it let me pull up the terminal.
I think it's LSHW.
It is, but it gives you a ton of output. But it will give you the information you're looking for. You may have to scroll down it, but it's going to spit out a ton of stuff on the screen without any other flags given. So,
okay.
But
so got a real tech.
It tells me what my disk is. I'm actually got a Crucial ATA disc.
It's funny. I ran it and it says, warning, output may be incomplete or inaccurate. You should run this as a super user.
Yeah. There's some things on your system it won't be able to get, but it'll tell you the hard drive or SSD drive is what he's asking.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to run it as a SU or a sudo to get all the information.
Let me rerun it again then.
Well, it would. I would think it would give most of the hardware specs right up front, though, wouldn't
it? It did for me. It told me what my drive was. One of the last things right before that warning that you should run it as super user. It told me what my drive was.
Okay, it's got my partitions, ATA disk, SanDisk.
SanDisk. Yep, that's it.
Yep. SanDisk. Cool. Have you gotten that stupid fly yet, Toss?
No, I have not. Not
you need
yet.
a sudo apt remove fly.
A sudo apt remove fly. Yeah, although I don't see it buzzing, so maybe I whacked it literally with an envelope. Anyway, let me get out of that. All right, we'll probably end. It's 1:20 a.m. So let's go ahead and people in the chat, if you have any last comments for this evening, I'm going to end it with some oddball news. Let me get out of the terminal. I don't need the terminal. Yeah, I don't see it buzzing around anymore. So I think that last whack clipped it, as it were.
You know what? You probably knocked him out, and what's going to happen?
Yeah, he's sleeping.
The minute you go and lay down in bed, he's going to get to his senses.
Well, I'm going to go back. I'm going to lock the doors, shut the doors when I go back upstairs. So he'll be trapped until the morning. All right, let's look at some odd news here. This looks. All right, strong wind sends portable flying toilets flying through the air. Someone took a perfect. Let me see if I could share this. Someone took a perfect snapshot, and it looks freaking ridiculous. Hang on. All right. Okay, here we go. Can you see this here?
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like someone had Taco Bell, and then for meal, then 6 fiber bars exploded literally, and now he's flying, and the picture taken is perfect. Isn't that perfect?
Yeah.
On top of a car. Talking about crapping on the car. Okay, all right.
Wow.
Look, that's funny.
Yeah, but you know what? State Farm,
Colorado.
They've seen it, so they cover it, right? Isn't that their whole thing?
Yeah, right. Or no, that's Farmers. We
Farmers,
let's see if I someone took video. All right, play after the ad. Oh, fine, play after the ad. Go ahead.
That didn't look like a portable toilet. Skydiver's aiming for the portable toilet.
Yeah, come on, ad, play so we can watch the toilet. Okay. Yep, this show's gone down the crapper, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the video. All right, there's a lot of wind. I can hear it. There's someone yelling in Spanish.
People are running.
Oh, that wind's loud. There we go. Oh my God.
Oh my God, look at that.
Holy crap.
Over.
Literally.
Oh, that was higher than the trees.
Oh.
Those trees have got to be 40 or 50 feet high.
That looks actually kind of dangerous now that I look at it.
Oh, yeah. But did you see it spraying out of the vent?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
that is insane.
Wow. That's bad.
That thing had to have been 70 or 80 feet off of the ground.
Oh, at least. I mean, aren't those toilets heavy? Look.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Actually, they're not as heavy as you think.
Oh.
But still, that thing.
But still, aren't there toilets in there, or is it just?
No. They're just basically.
It's 4 pieces of plywood. It's all it is, or whatever.
No,
Plastic.
Plastic.
Look at that.
It's a Tupperware container.
It's a tank.
Wow.
Yeah, but that thing coming down at that speed. Didn't hit anybody.
Look. Jeez.
Wow.
Well, obviously nobody was in there.
You would hope.
Yeah, I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he would really crap his pants. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, that
I
was
mean, I'm hearing the wind. It's loud. It's like a tornado.
Commerce City, Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know. Well, I suppose in the mountains and in certain places, I suppose there's got to be a lot of wind.
Yeah. Well, Colorado. Yeah. Wow. That's just wild. And they were inside a stall too, and it just picked them up. It slides them out, nice and bam. Yeah. Jeez, this even like ejecting like rocket fuel or something out of the.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see that ejection, or is that urine? I don't know.
That's the toilet. Yeah, that's whatever.
See the tail. You see the tail, right? You see the ejection right there.
That's the blue water coming out.
Yeah, that's all that blue chemical.
Oh, it ain't blue. I guarantee it's not blue anymore. Not if they were used.
Didn't some poor guy blow himself up in one of those? He went in and he sat down, and he lit a cigarette and he threw the match down between his legs and boom.
Oh, jeez. Really?
I thought I had heard that. Maybe it wasn't actually true.
Let's see what else we got here. Truck truck crash scatters fireball whiskey across. Ooh, that's bad. Look at that mess there. Jeez.
Yeah, I saw that.
2 semi-trucks crashed. Oh, my goodness.
Did you see that story right above that, Toss?
But look at the cabs they burned up. There's other pictures of it because I saw that posted.
That kitten one? That thing has been
Bobcat.
hitting the news around us like nuts.
Cute. Looks cute, yeah. Well, you can tell by the hairs it's a bobcat.
Mm-hmm.
See around the face, yeah. Let's see here. Canadian child's distaste for salad prompts 911 calls after being served a salad. Oh, wow. Bear jumps with joy, jumping for joy. Bear jumps with boy, jumping for joy. Aww. Elephants play soccer to discourage World Cup gambling. Huh? Okay. Cranes appear to dance in sync with that Shireen song. Lovely. Let's see what else we have here. Mother bear opens a van. Really? Climbs in with her cubs. That's a nice, secure Chrysler van, but whatever it is. Let's see what else we have here.
Raccoon climbs 25 stories. He just is past it.
Yeah, that was it. That was in Minneapolis.
Wow.
Was Minneapolis or St. Paul? Yeah, he climbed
Spider-Man cat or whatever, rat or whatever, raccoon. Wow.
Yeah, he climbed up the side of the UBS or RBS bank building.
Yeah.
And got to the 25th story, and then the following morning he crawled up on the roof, and the animal control caught him.
Deputy removes snake that slithered out of Texas man's toilet. That's a nice Sunday surprise. You're taking a dump, and next thing you know, you got a snake peeking at you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's a common place to actually find them in the house, a snake, if you have one in the house, because obviously it's like any other living creature. It's got to have water.
So. Right. Yeah. Let's see here. Ooh. Dangling car hoisted from side of parking structure in California. Oh, that's scary. Jeez. Museum seeking world record for largest paper plane. A 64-foot long paper plane? Really? Can it actually fly?
Well, I mean, if you can get toilets to fly, I don't see why you couldn't.
I know.
Yeah, that's not a paper plane. That looks like a milk carton race boat.
I know. Look how big it is. Wow. Having problems playing the video. The heck with you. Yeah, really. And this you guys may have seen. Domino's filling potholes to avoid damage to pizza. Why not?
Well, there goes that $5.99 carry-out deal.
Yeah, really.
$15 because they have to fill 3 potholes.
Yeah, we're making potholes. We're making our streets great again. Yeah. Here we go. 2,500 naked women break skinny dipping world record. Yeah, wearing the Toskinis. Yes. In Ireland, the luck of the Irish. I knew those people knew how to party.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, runner stops our Australian race to give water to koala. Oh, that's nice.
Can't koala bears be meaner than hell?
I don't know. Fortune cookie earns woman $100,000. Interesting. Furniture thieves take a break on pilfered bench. So they stole the bench. It's a lot of work. So they're sitting on it. Live on camera. Okay. Oh, God. Let's see if I can play this. In New Zealand, of all places. I thought it would have been New York. Okay, so dum-dum-dum-dum. I feel like I'm watching Benny Hill here. Anyway. Of course, the question is, why would you want to... Okay. Not seeing any action yet.
Right. Oh, no, there's some flashlights over there on the right-hand side.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right.
Oh, man.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
It's not a
I
bed.
guess
That's a table, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess they needed a new computer desk. Yeah, I guess they're having trouble with AdSense revenue too. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, they wanted to get
back for another one.
They wanted to get a stand-up desk because they're more
You're right,
ergonomically correct. They're better
Yes,
for
yes, right. Oops.
They put it down.
Yeah, well, he sat down because the car was coming. They didn't want to look like they were doing it.
Oh, God. I feel like I'm watching Three Stooges or something. Benny, yeah, oh my goodness. Let's watch it again. Okay, here we go.
They pretend like they're talking. Yeah,
I know, that is so cool.
That is pretty crafty, right
That's they should get points.
Yeah.
They still should be thrown in jail, but they'll get points for being clever. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, if AdSense doesn't pay, just grab a desk at a chair at your local park or whatever. Yeah. Police sees monkey from alleged car thief in Florida. Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, Steven Anderson said Benny Hill. That'd be good music at Benny Hill.
I know. Pizza, wedding bouquets. Really? Okay. New Jersey police catch pig outside Dunkin' Donuts. Of course. Where else would the pig be, right? Roofers tear off roof off wrong house. Oopsie. In Florida. Wow. Wow. Florida family woke up confused to the sounds of workers tearing the roof on their home. Jeez. Oops. Well, they got insurance.
Did you call the roofer?
Honey.
Did you call the roofer? No, I didn't.
Yeah, why would I call the roofer? No. Oh, God. Anyway. Well, and that's it for for the Benny Hill Show on Toss. Anyway.
That was good.
Well, anyway, that's all I have. People in chat, I hope you had fun tonight for this midnight special, as it were, with Beast. Hello, I didn't see you come in. Welcome. Yeah, that's a table for a Linux computer, yes. Domino's makes pizza? Yeah, they do. And fix potholes now, yeah.
Did you already do the one about mice found in Wendy's food in Oklahoma?
Oh, my God, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I see Jeff Pearson had mentioned something about going back up a little bit. Ubuntu 1804, he gets distorted sound on Firefox on YouTube. That's kind of odd.
Distorted sound, yeah, that's interesting. So the video plays smooth, but the sound is distorted? Okay.
Keegan had set up above that he had 18 Ubuntu Mate crash had to reboot into Windows. I'd asked him what version of Ubuntu and what what web browser. Just kind of thinking, I wonder if he was having issues, kind of like I was having a few weeks ago. And in fact, when I was on Pop OS 2 weeks ago, before I put Mint back on this machine, the same issues I had with Ubuntu 18.04 with Chrome propped up again on Pop OS after I had run updates, and it started to kind of rear its ugly head. That's why I went back to.
Well, sometimes installing extensions can make the browser act, strange or unusual.
Don McCullough says he experiences.
Hi, Don. Yeah. No, I haven't.
I wonder if there's something goofy with. Well, it would have to be the base, right?
I don't know, unless there's a driver.
I don't know. Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Heather might be getting a tattoo tonight.
Oh, okay. I'm not a tattoo type of person myself, but they'll eat anything in that state, Keegan, in Oklahoma. Okay. Including what, a rat Big Mac?
Heather, I hope your new computer is working out great for you. In Telegram, she finally got a laptop and she's got peppermint on it, and so
nice.
I know she's been struggling for a bit.
Yeah. All right, people in the chat, I am done with this live stream. Thank you for joining again for this live chat, open chat for midnight, and it's been fun as usual. If you missed any of this, again, just go back and replay it. If you have any questions or comments, just post them below, and I'll catch them tomorrow during the week. Check out the links.
Give it a
thumbs up, as usual. Yeah, don't worry about the 2 thumbs down. One is mine to make people realize this is for real. It's not fake. No, I didn't do it. But, check out DT's channel, DistroTube, and check out his quest for the perfect unstable distro. No, wait, there's a new show coming back next month, In Search Of. This was done back in the 70s, I remember. It's coming, In Search of the Perfect Unstable Distro. First guest is DT.
Yeah.
Wasn't In Search of Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy, yeah. In Search of Aliens. Yeah, I remember as a kid, In Search of Aliens. I think I remember, oh my God, I think I remember the music theme. Hang on. Da, 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 da. Oh my God. Brings back memories.
That was Dance Fever, dude.
That was Star Trek. Come on.
Da, da.
Right.
I think my favorite theme out of the 70s, Rockford Files. Da, 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 da. It just had a bounce. Even today, I still like it.
Cannon was another interesting one too. That show.
What comes to mind vaguely, and that was really little, was Mannix.
Yep.
Da, 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 da. It's retro night here with Toss, but
anyway. Derek, you need a tagline underneath that though too. In search of unstable distros. If we don't have one, DT will make sure we do.
Yes.
Well, that's true. I can break any distro. So.
We all can, actually.
But enough time. He just kind of has an affinity for it, doesn't he?
Yeah, sometimes I just like to, I'll be live streaming, for example, and, like that one live stream, I was wondering what process was taking up so much CPU on my system, and I realized it was Pulse Audio, so I opened up HTOP and killed Pulse Audio in the middle of a live stream without thinking about it, and then I realized that's a bad idea.
Yeah, you kind of need that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, bye-bye in the live chat. Ciao.